1970 or probably 1980, and in the south Germany, in the Munich, we have a Nicolaus Klein. He was caught between the two worlds. One is the law and psychotherapy, and he has very strong leaning into this esotericism. So now finally we are in the category of regular people, as he is not any Hollywood celebrity. Of course, he's not completely normal from the perspective of the current scientific consensus or the paradigm, as this is rejected any astrological insights, but about this in the moment. So going back into this discussion about the regular chart or the celebrity chart, the celebrities are very good for testing because everything is very much like contrasted there. They may be very much polarized, but sometimes it's not very practical for us regulars. Also, we don't have many information to the details of their life. We only have access to some kind of marketed description of what's going on. Many things can be hidden or manipulated. I want to go back a little bit more to the regular examples and how astrology can help us to provide any physical or metaphysical tips or means. As we all struggle with the health, physical or mental, meaning, direction, education, work, the finances, property, family, children, and so on. So definitely this is the extraordinary example because he is binding these two, science and esotericism, together. So first he was practicing law, then he was also into very much psychotherapy, but after some time he even started the institute in Munich, which was dedicated to teaching the spiritual subject like meditation and qigong. So even from perspective of medicine, we have this nice blend of the psychotherapy, meditation, and spirituality. Because he was in these two worlds of scientists and esotericism, this can provoke that psychological dilemmas, as mentally person is living in another paradigm. I also have these two sides very strongly in me, as I have this scientific part. When I look at astrology, it doesn't look very good, but also I'm looking at the science from the perspective of astrology, to which I'm convinced it's working. So therefore there was always this drive to show people and prove how this works. Therefore many of these videos were also in this style. So there could be many subconscious processes related to that at work. But in playing with those two peripheries of the moon, the Rahu, which is showing more science, data, and statistics, and Ketu, which is showing more the spiritual insights, you need to be very careful because this Jyotisha, the Vedic astrology, is very subtle and this can be easily eaten up by Rahu. So you need to put a lot of attention and care to protect this vulnerable science or knowledge. Also, the thing is that Jyotisha or the Vedic astrology has a lot of metaphysical, spiritual, or non-physical knowledge and topics. So if you want to only touch this visible spectrum of it, then it will be very shallow. You will get like 5 or 10% of whole what it has to offer. And this is very interesting because in the core thesis of astrology, we have also this two polarizing thing because in the past, astrologers were also astronomers. So in some point of time, these two went separate, but in the previous times, in the past, astronomy and astrology, they were very much connected. There was the scientific part, which is about the object, and also this esoteric part, which was giving this viable meaning to this position of those objects. And this fight is also seen in this example. For law, we need the Jupiter. Interestingly, on prima facie, is not connected to 10th from moon or Arudha Lagna, because it's very much connected to the moon, but Jupiter being an own sign, again, this principle of Uchanat is giving the results to the moon. But also we know that he didn't stay at law, right? He was practicing law for some time and then changed his interest. And in the Dashamsa it must be somehow visible. So if we take Scorpio, we have 10th Lord Sun joining the Jupiter. Also for psychotherapy, because he was studying that, in D24 it's a 9th Lord or 9th house related to the Mercury, and Mercury is in Taurus sign, Taurus loaded by the moon, so Mercury moon is showing psychotherapy. So for all those people studying psychology or psychotherapy, they must have this yoga connected to 9th house in the D24 chart of education. So Arudha is loaded by the moon in the chart, so we will see all those work related to medicine, yoga related to astrology, because we have Karana related to the 5th house. Karana is a part of the Panchanga, 5 qualities of time, and we have also 12th Lord and 5th Lord, the same planet Rahu. Even from his 18, he was very much interested into the Tai Chi, Qigong, meditation, Buddhism. We see that this is all connected to the Mars being Atmakaraka in that Yama Yoga. Atmakaraka is the planet with the highest degrees, and the Yama Yoga we'll talk soon. Mars can channelize this energy of power and fight into peace. On the other hand, Mercury Amatyakaraka, you're more prone to conflict. Therefore, many Buddhists will have Mars prominent in their charts because they are very much fixed on this principle of ahimsa. So ahimsa is very much connected to the Mars. Okay guys, if you like this video so far, please don't forget to click the thumbs up and subscribe if you like to see similar videos in the future. Also, again, as I feel as a broken record, but we still have the free spots in our Vedic course, which is starting 22nd April. So if you always wanted to learn Vedic astrology in that traditional way, then you can still enroll. Feel free to write me in the email below, and definitely you will have very nice experience of 3 months studying when you will have access to this paramparic or traditional rules, how to analyze from the beginning the Vedic chart. And now let's go back to this video. Also, Atmakaraka is in 10th house in the Rashi, and if we take Scorpio in the Navamsha, Atmakaraka will be in the 4th. In the Navamsha we are counting reverse, so from 4th to Ascendant we have 10 houses. So both from Rashi and Navamsha very strongly. This is the very strong soul dedicated to work. So we have this Saturn and Mars. This is the yoga which shows topics somehow will be connected to Yama or death. But there are many types of death, so you may not have any fear from this yoga if you have this in the chart. Some situation may show working directly with the death, and I had that examples in my practice, but also may show just people working with property. This is also Mars and Saturn. Also people who are into law, because the Yama in the spiritual tradition of the Vedas is related to that ultimate judge. For example, if you are going to another body, if we take the reincarnation, then the Yamadutas, which are servants of the god Yama, god of death, they are taking you to a new location based on your desires, Icha, and based on your karma. So these two are playing together, and then you are transmigrating to your new place or new body. For people who are into spirituality, astrology, this yoga will be very often there. There is also a Sarpa Yoga, because we have at least 3 malefics in the fundamental Kendra houses, 1st, 4th, 7, and 10. And then also it may show some challenges when we talk about getting support from the society. But because the Ascendant Lord is benefic, he is the person who is good, so he is not contaminated by these challenges. He is good person but surrounded by these unfavorable circumstances, but also may provide someone who is bringing that light to others. Especially in this will be in the form of knowledge, because Lagna Lord Venus is with the 5th Lord, so this is very nice Raja Yoga in the 7th house. Rahu is having the Digbala, so it is bringing us strong intelligence and research here. The remedy is very important in Vedic astrology, because this is the means to change the karma, so we are not fatal, we are not believing in the full determinism. We can change what we have. We are doing that with the remedy, especially the mantra. So here that would be strengthening the Venus. In this case, this could be also done with the stone, gem, or color, because it's in the Kendra. From the perspective of this esotericism, I'm reading now a fantastic book, The Strange Rites, when it says that spirituality now is no longer institutional, it's more about intuition. So it's intuitional. Also see that there are many intuitional astrologers now. Texts and authorities, the school you can forget. This is not important now for this do-it-yourself astrologist or spiritualist. We are believing that subjective experience is the reflection of the true. It's not important what is there, also recognized by others, but what I'm feeling. So the power of feeling is there. The spirituality nowadays is also not connected to self-sacrifice. It's more about the self-indulgence, and the whole scene is fragmentized and therefore can be very much used by the commodification of this current stage of late capitalism. So we are going back to the subtle hedonism and relativism. For those who are studying philosophy, they know the dangers associated with them. So I can understand this authoritarian or this repressive system, which were very much connected or were closely working with the religion in various situations in our history. In this case, he's going into institutions. So I like this very much. He started this institute of Kensho, where he were helping others to meditate, and then he was teaching, even providing some coaching sessions. So that was very much activating this esotericism together with psychotherapy and together with the Buddhism principles. So his books were related to meditation, astrology, and Qigong. So this happened exactly in the Saturn period. We are using, of course, the Utpana Vimshotri. This is the special type of the Vimshotri Dasha. This is the timing system because the moon is in 11. If moon is in 11, we are using the Utpana variation. And interestingly, Saturn is related to the 4th house in Rashi, Navamsha Dashamsa. So therefore, this is showing starting some school or institute, but because this is related to the place, and the 4th house is showing the place, 10th house is showing the work. So 4th Lord in the 10th house. And there we have Atma Karaka, the soul. So this is very much something very personal. This is like a mission the person is fulfilling in life by building that institute. And Saturn is in 12th in the Dashamsa, if we take a Vrishchika ascendant, because 10th Lord from Rashi is a moon. And if 10th Lord from main chart, this is called Rashi, is in 12th in chart of work, then the person is working with the spirituality. And it started in the Saturn period when that planet Saturn was joining that moon, so was activating this part of karma in person's life. And based on this, he was able to connect those scientific bases or scientific part which he learned at his studies, the psychotherapy, but also he was including this esoteric parts to his work. So we see that based on his chart, this is the person who can unify those two things. We have analyzed the yoga for psychology, the law, but also for the esotericism and teaching. One should not feel ashamed or blocked when I have this karma to fulfill, so one can use the astrology as a form of assistance in psychotherapy and so on. The current paradigm of this DIY spirituality or do-it-yourself astrology, I'm tending more towards this views of institutionalization. Jyotisha, this Vedic knowledge, can be very subtle, so it's easily target of various abuses. Okay guys, so that's gonna be it for today. I hope you find this video interesting and informative. If you do, please don't forget to click the thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see similar videos in the future. Thanks for watching till the end and being here with me on this channel, and see you next time.